Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Art Keller Field for today's game between the Benedictine Eagles and the Carthage College Firebirds. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Eagles. At midfield, number 2, Joe Spahn. At goalkeeper, number 8, James McDonald. At defense, number 13, Brady Kern. At defense, number 16, John Akerson. At defense, number 24, Aiden McGowan. At attack, number 29, Colin Domick. At midfield, number 30, Cage Burline. At defense, number 31, James Ford. At defense, number 41, Antony Shepard. At attack, number 44, Thomas Tillett. The head coach of the Eagles is Chris Button. He's assisted by Sammy Sanko and Evan Kilbane.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they got one connect. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Make way for the king.
And now, the starting lineup for the Carthage Firebirds. At defense, 00, Tyler Hedrich. At attack, number 1, Andrew Johnson. At attack, number 6, George Birchfield. At defense, number 21, Grant Balsbo. At attack, number 30, Ben Kroc. At attack, number 31, William Clemens. At goalkeeper, number 33, Blake Raphael. At attack, number 40, Alec Gurn. At attack, number 45, Andrew Fry. And at defense, number 47, Jameson Stahl. The head coach of Carthage is David Neff. He is assisted by Matt Torrance. Fans, at this time, we please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome one, welcome all to the Firebird Broadcast Network here in Kenosha. It's Peter Ferrari on the call this evening. It was a foggy day throughout the afternoon and into the evening. The rain has subsided, the fog has rolled away, and we are excited for a great matchup between two outstanding teams in the greater Midwest. Again, we have the Firebirds coming in at 6-3 overall. They had a back-and-forth record these past few games. They lost to Barry, Georgia, and Birmingham Southern College on their trip to Alabama and Georgia before coming home last week and defeating Concordia University in Wisconsin 15-10. Over the weekend, they had a bit of a hiccup against Hope College and lost 16-7 and are looking to get back on their winning ways against Benedictine University. Coming into town are those Eagles out of Benedictine University in Lisle, Illinois. They are 4-3 overall and have a bit of a different outlook on their past few games. They beat the University of Dubuque 11-7, Northland College 19-6, lost to Elmhurst last week 23-6, but then bounced back just a few days ago against Lake Forest College with a 19-10 victory. Firebirds 6-3, Eagles 4-3, and we're about to get underway at Art Keller Field on the beautiful campus of Carthage College here in Kenosha, and we are underway. Right to left are going to be the Firebirds in their home whites with red numbers and letters, black trim, and their metallic red with black trim helmet. Just beautiful helmets. The Eagles come in, same color scheme, but they're wearing the opposites. They're in the road reds with white numbers and letters and a white helmet. In goal is going to be the one, the only, number 33, Blake Raphael. The goalkeeper, 6'1", 165 out of Pine Creek High School. And for the visiting Eagles, it's going to be James McDonald in the cage out of St. Thomas Academy. Swinging around for the Eagles right now, taking the top of the key is going to be Jordan Chalk out of New Prague. He'll be leading the charge for the visiting, again, 4-3 Benedictine University Eagles. Last time they met up was in 2018, so a few years ago. And a goal! Oh, it bounced away, excuse me. Let's reset that shot clock. I thought that was a close one. Last time they met, Carthage won 12-5. Ricochet down, big save on the ground for Raphael, the 6'1", 165 sophomore. But last time they met, it was Carthage 12, Benedictine 5, and overall, Carthage has a 5-1 record against the Eagles, whether home or away. Quick substitution. Fast-paced evening again. Bit slick outside. But the fog has rolled away. As we stayed and we're excited for a clear evening of lacrosse in lovely Kenosha. Swinging around the back of the cage. Not a quick start for either team. Trying to field each other out, down, and it ricochets away. So much action at the fast pace. That was fired by Colin Domek. Rolling up, looking left, quick pass was Tillett. Down, goal, rack him up and knock him down. Scott Ransom, the 5'11", 185-pound senior out of Cherry Creek High School, draws first blood for the Eagles of Benedictine.
Goal number 14, Jordan Chalk, assisted by number 44, Thomas Tillett.
1-0 your score. Again, Jordan Chalk on the goal. Thomas Tillett with the assist. Quick play there. We are about 2.5 into the game. And Carthage picks things up again. Chalk with the goal. Assist by Tillett. Taken away by Gurn. Ground ball picked up now loosely by defender John Ackerman. Taking their time around the back of the cage is Colin Domick. One-time pass, far sideline. Looks like it's go back to Chalk. It does. Swirling around the back. Let's see if they do a pull-around attempt. They don't. Strong defense by Smilenick, excuse me. Spin around. Low goal! Bounced off the bottom. What an outstanding shot by Colin Domick. Feed me more. 5'9", 108-pound senior out of Neuqua Valley. My goodness, did he pull that one back and let it rip. Quick 2-goal lead for the visiting Eagles. A lot of errors in the last contest for the Firebirds. Coach Neff, was talking about how they were behind in so many possessions and had 10 failed clears, and it's hard to overcome that. Right now, again, a 2-0 deficit. You don't want to see the Firebirds let it get too far out of hand. But nonetheless, we digress. Firebirds now with possession. Ben Kroc. They're going to need him and his teammates, such as Smilenick and the gang, to help pick things up. Can't leave Raphael hanging with some long-range, wide-open lanes. Chris passing on this possession. Up until that point, trying to roll it back in. And that picked up by goalkeep McDonald. Passing around. My goodness, the coil that Domick had on that last shot was just something else. Chalk and Domick each 1 goal apiece as we approach 5 minutes into the opening quarter of this contest between the Eagles and the Firebirds. Back and forth between Spahn and Tillett. Behind the cage now is Robinson. Is he going to keep it himself? He does, and fires, but hits the side of the net. Able to get there in time. Cleanly was Domick. That seems to be their approach right now, is swing around near side, pretend they're looking for a pass, and just fire the trigger themselves. Spin around, there'll be a flag. Looking near side, Zimmerman. Again, losing. Down and in! What a 3-goal rally so far to start things off. Outstanding goal by Benedictine.
Benedictine, score number 45.
Number 45, danger, Will Robinson out of Long Lake, Minnesota, the 5'10", 215 sophomore. Timeout on the turf. We'll take it with him. Benedictine leads 3-0 here on the Firebird Broadcast Network. Welcome back, Firebird Broadcast Network. 3-0 Firebirds trail against the visiting Eagles out of Benedictine University. Again, 5 minutes in, and everything that Benedictine is sending to the net seemingly is going in 7 shots, 3 goals with 5 of those 7 on goal. Carthage has yet to have a shot on goal in this contest. Unbelievable turn of events. As you expected Carthage to come out on all cylinders in this contest, it hasn't been the case so far. Pushing it into the zone. Now retreating a bit. It's going to be Gurn. Far side, look up for the trail. Looks like Peterson, Fry. Passes deep into the zone. Really trying to set something up here. 30 on the shot clock. Fry taking his time. And now, they're waiting for the man advantage to extinguish. So that way, in case there was a turnover, Benedictine couldn't turn around and make something happen. Trying to fight through. 4-on-1! Whoa, my goodness. How aggressive can you get? And that's going to stay Firebird possession. What an outstanding turn. I mean, it was 4-on-1. And they were trying to push it through. That's dedication to that possession. Thought about it, didn't pull it. Birchfield going back and forth with Fry. Gurn getting into the passing action. Benedictine so aggressive. And taking away that possession. So again, not even a clean look on that entire 2-possession ground ball. Picked up by Burline. Good steal. Nice takeaway there. Streaking. Carthage has numbers. Passes down. And that hits the side of the goal. Benedictine able to retreat. As we have another substitution. Getting back on the offensive side is going to be Birchfield. Birchfield to Fry. Trying to pass behind the cage, able to do so. Top of the key again, making a move, firing left-handed, and that one goes awry. George Birchfield out of Lincoln Way Central. Passing in, nothing there, taken away. 2-on-1. And able to get away. What good turf presence of not only yourself but your teammates on that defensive possession by Benedictine. Spahn looking for Chalk. Chalk now for Domick. Swinging around, will they take the hard angle shot? They won't. Zimmerman. Back to Spahn, back to Chalk. Will he go long range? Passes in, point blank goal! Ben Zimmerman out of Crown Point. A 4-0 lead for Benedictine. Always movement, pass, pass, pass. And the next thing you know, Zimmerman left alone about 5 yards from the goal, takes 3 steps, fired it in, top shelf. 4-0 Benedictine. My goodness. If you're a follower of Carthage Athletics, this is not how you could have predicted things to start this evening. Making a run near sideline for the Firebirds, Jack Ney. Swinging around, Gurn. And again, recently subbed in. Trying to pass, Fry, not taking the shot. Birchfield. Behind the cage. Just staunch defense by Benedictine, not letting Carthage even breathe at this point. And that goes too far, not able to get there. Is Fry. And with 4:19 remaining, the Eagles have possession again, trying to go up 5-0. Thought about it. Brought it back, Domick. Again, crisp passing. Misplay, he should be able to get there. Still alive, ground ball. Spahn takes it all the way back to midfield. Ransom had it far side. Now back around to Domick. Crisp pass in. Big save. Ground ball. Who can get there? Trying to pick it up is Hedrich. And now near sideline is Stahl. As a lot of Firebirds are pushing it up. Johnny Lane now. Near side to Johnson. Haven't said Johnson's name much today. Scored a goal in every game of his Carthage career so far. 2:40 remaining in this opening quarter. 0 points on the board for Carthage. Around the back. Trying to pass, streaking in, and that's going to go out of play. Substitutions take place, and Benedictine, once again, will possess the ball. 4-0 your score on the Firebird Broadcast Network. Benedictine is playing their style of game. Oh, good interception. Carthage has numbers. Spin around. Pass. Down. In. Goal! Alec Gurn. Chasing the sun. 4-1. Firebirds are on the board. Beautiful play at the midfield point by the Firebirds to pick up the pass. They had 2-on-2, waited to bait the defenders. For Benedictine, passed it off. Bang! Gurn goal. And the Firebirds get a much-needed goal with 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter to breathe some life into this home team and home crowd after it was all Eagles all first quarter. Now, Colin Domick, one of the senior leaders. Watch out for him behind the cage. A cerebral assassin back there. Crisp passing, crisp passing, crisp passing. They keep swinging around. 40 still on the shot clock. Making a move. Nothing there. Let's see him set up that swing attack again. Strong challenge. No goal. Good job as well by goalkeeper Raphael. He thought about going right as an Eagle came from behind the cage. Luckily, he coiled that back pass off to keep this possession alive. Under 60 remaining, opening quarter. Johnson. Let's see what the Firebirds can do with likely their final possession of this opening quarter. With the substitutions in, looked like they might try to hold on to this in the final 30 to not allow the Eagles another opportunity to streak down the field and try to get their 5th goal. 25 remaining on the clock. Johnson holding it. Stell. Birchfield. We're at the 10 mark. That one goes far. They're able to pick it up. Now we're on the other 7 seconds. Haven't taken a clean shot yet. Johnson trying to bounce it in. Hits some shoes. Ground ball. No clean shot. What a great final 60 seconds if you're a fan of the visiting Eagles on a Benedictine University. And at the end of 1, Benedictine 4, Carthage 1. We'll be back for quarter number 2 on the Firebird Broadcast Network.
Talking like it's just you and me. I'm just saying how I feel, man. I ain't one of the Cosby's, I ain't go to Hill, man. I guess the money should have changed them. I guess I should have forgot where I came from. Wait till I get my money right. Then you can't tell me nothing, right? Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Let up the suicide doors. This is my life, only you decide yours. I know that Jesus died for us, but I couldn't tell you who the side was, so I paralleled.
Welcome back. Quarter number 2 on the Firebird Broadcast Network. Pete Ferrari on the call with you this evening from Kenosha. 4-1, we said, is your score. It was 4-0 until there was a goal, finally, by Alec Gurn with 2:04 on the clock remaining in the first. So a first quarter, one may say, dominated by the visiting Eagles. Squads have flipped sides. As a ground ball picked up now by Carthage. Double team. Benedictine being the aggressor so far. As we have our substitutions, holding on is Joe Spahn out of DeForest High School in DeForest, Wisconsin. Swinging around. This is that offensive attack for the Eagles that has worked successfully for 4 goals this evening. More times than not, going that counterclockwise. Now going opposite. Moving top of the key, Spahn. Pass in, no look. Trying to turn it around. Ground ball picked up as Zimmerman being very aggressive with the checks. Nonetheless, Carthage gets possession. Johnson. Now waiting for substitutions to set up the Firebird attack. Rolling around. Oh, strong defense. Save along the right side. Yeah, great defense by Patrick Brunken out of Marion Central Catholic up in Huntley, Illinois. I say up, down from here. But in the northern parts by the Illinois-Wisconsin border. It's one fun part about being in the Midwest. Everything is up. Johnson tries the behind the back unsuccessfully. Also tries to take a stab at it there. And again. Coming out one more time. Long pass picked off. Misguided. Carthage now on the offensive. Can they get it to Johnson? Point blank. Down goal! Johnson started it with pestering the goalkeeper McDonald. Pass, pass, pass. And Willie Clemens puts the Firebirds of Carthage within 2. Carthage now trails 4-2 with 12:09 remaining in the second. That really has to have been a psychological move. If you think about Johnson, any pass that was happening between goalkeeper McDonald and his defenders finally caused McDonald to be like, all right, forget this. I'm just going to try to clear it out midfield. Didn't get it high enough. And a Firebird got in, just outstretched stick, elevated, got in the way, passed it up, and next thing you know, Clemens drives it into the back of the cage. 4-2 Firebirds, trailing with 11:40 left in the half. Eagles were scoring so quick and often in that first quarter, you thought that things might be close to getting out of hand that early. But the Firebirds have said, not so fast. Pass, pass. Strong defensive challenge. A lot of hard sticks getting thrown. Officials letting them play. Will Clemens fighting for every inch. Another push by Johnson. Carthage now trying to set up the attack. Again, quarter one, you could say the Eagles were playing as the aggressor. Carthage has flipped the script. 2 unanswered goals. Back to the point. Swinging around, Stell. Johnson still behind the cage. Lurking. Grounded in! Firebirds! Is it the shoes? 4-3 Firebirds, now trail by 1. 2 out of their 3 goals in the opening 4.5 minutes of this second quarter. Ben Kroc. What an outstanding play by Kroc. Good, crisp passing. Again, everything the Eagles were doing in quarter number 1. Carthage has replied, now trail only by 1. 10:29 remaining in the half. 3 unanswered goals by the Firebirds, and they get possession. Workman trying to make quick work of this. That one is matriculating to the near sideline. Good scoop by Smilanik. (4-3). Under 10. Thought about pulling the trigger. Nothing there. Behind to Johnson. Vodovnik. Taking that near wing. Is he going to try to go long range? Nope. Passes it off. Back to Vodovnik. Johnson behind the cage. He's lethal. Pulling around that. Now the Eagles trying to figure out how to stop the passing of Carthage. Swing, swing, swing. Low shot just to try to mix things up. And that's going to stay the way of the Firebirds. Johnson. Does he pull it around himself? He tries to dive down. Is the goal going to count? And it does. Andrew Johnson put it on the board.
Carthage, goal number 1.
Andrew Johnson, the Lakeville North prodigy, has now scored in all contests he's played in his collegiate career for the Firebirds of Carthage, and 4 straight for your home Firebirds have tied it up against the Eagles on this Wednesday evening. So 4 in the first for Benedictine. With 2:04 remaining in the first, Carthage gets their first goal, then have gone 3 more goals in the first 6 minutes of this second quarter. Johnson, Kroc, and Clemens, those 3 in the second quarter, and we're all tied up at 4. Carthage again. Trying to at this point, they do. All the confidence and momentum favoring Carthage as quarter number 2 continues on. Substitution. Coming in for the near post, Stell. Gurn at the top along with Birchfield. Johnson still behind the cage as he did a diving low shot to get that last goal. I mean, rack it up. You know, get the sound effect. Da, 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 da. Shot on the far post. Goal. Tonight, we own the night, says the Firebirds. They have now taken a 5-4 lead with 5 unanswered goals, 4 out of 5 in the 7 minutes of the second quarter. My goodness, Uncle Mo, that being momentum is fully on the side of the Firebirds at this juncture. Timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. Firebirds 5. Eagles 4. We'll be back on the Firebird Broadcast Network.
Timeout, Benedictine.
Coming out of the timeout, 5-4 Carthage, and as you just heard from the KC and the Sunshine Band, if you're a Firebirds fan, that's the way, I like it. 8:09 on the clock. Carthage leads by 1 after rallying for 5 straight unanswered goals. Ground ball off the face-off. Carthage, I mean, their scoops on the ground ball since their first goal at the end of the first has just been nothing short of textbook. Everything rolling in where they want it to go. Eagles now. Domick trying to lead the charge along with Spahn again. But answering back, we just talked about Colin Domick. He is the ringleader of this Eagle attack and answers back finally after 4
Benedictine
unanswered
goal
goals.
number 29.
And that's going to even things up at 5 apiece. Colin Domick with the goal. Assist by Scotty Ransom. Tied at 5. 14 shots for Carthage to 12 of Benedictine. 8 of those shots on goal for Benue. 6 for 5 for the shots on goal to goals for Carthage. 20 ground balls for Carthage to 19 of Benedictine. So, folks, this is as close as you're going to get. We knew we were going to get a close matchup. It didn't seem that way. However, with the onslaught that the Eagles started with, but nonetheless, Firebirds fired back, getting 5 unanswered. Now we sit here with that recent goal by Domick, 5 apiece, 7 and 10 remaining in this first half. Art Keller Field in Kenosha. Let's see if they do the full swing around. They do. Love the rotation, how they just keep going. Very, again, like clockwork. It's an often overused analogy, but right now that's what we see that Benedictine is doing. It was successful for the majority of that first quarter. Carthage has then gone from more on the defensive side to the aggressive side on the defensive end. And that has now led to a 5-5 tie score. Pulling down. Blocked away. Shot clock over. And we're picking things up. 80 on the shot clock. Running near side, unopposed Firebirds is Kroc. Bright orange ball glistening in the lights of Keller Field. As we talked about, the shiny metallic red of the helmet of the Firebirds. Spinning around, nothing finding it there. But nonetheless, Carthage maintains possession. 45 on the clock. Johnson, who had a diving, outstanding, top 10-esque goal. Johnson finds it near side. He must have heard us talking about him in the booth. Does a quick bow. That's all you can ask for. And he says, acknowledge me. I am the tribal chief. And there'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. The Firebirds extend their lead to 6-5 against the Eagles. We'll be back on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. 6-5 your score. Peter Ferrari with you on the Firebird Broadcast Network. The Eagles, came out to a 4-0 lead in the first, let that dwindle away, and fell 5-4 midway through the second. They answered back to even it up at 5, and then the Firebirds, Andrew Johnson, the sophomore emotional leader of this team, and there will be a penalty. Ground ball picked up. Clock stoppage 5:11. And we're waiting on the official call. To see from our vantage point, wasn't quite sure who it was on, so we'll wait for that official word. While we have a moment, we'll talk about that upcoming schedule. Carthage will be back home this weekend, Saturday against Augustana for conference play. They'll head on the 9th to Illinois, or they'll be home against Illinois Wesleyan, and then the 16th they'll head to Transylvania University in Lexington, Kentucky. All those home games, of course, on the Firebird Broadcast Network. Go to athletics.carthage.edu and click that Watch Live link. Penalty was on Joey Workman for holding. That's going to be that extra man opportunity. So we'll see how Benedictine handles being up one. Although, as we see, right now, Carthage having possession, the one, the only, number 1, Andrew Johnson. Swinging around at the disadvantage. You can't tell by this possession. Oh, hits off the crossbar and goes way into the stands. Hopefully no passerby was there. Although with the game this exciting, it's hard not to pay attention to each and every moment. 3:45 remaining. Again, the lethal Johnson. Oh, good save. James McDonald. You see Johnson being that pest. Finally clearing it out. They might go back to goal. As retreating quickly was Brady Kern. And that's going to go to the way of Carthage. So again, pressure defense. I mean, this is the full court press equivalent that you're seeing from Carthage. Again, 1-goal lead, 3 minutes remaining in the half. Andrew Johnson behind the cage, hiding out, waiting to strike like a viper. Spinning around, taking a shot, and goal! Firebird George Birchfield, the pride of Mokina, extends the lead 7-5. I'm gonna wreck it. What a beautiful play. I mean, you could tell he wanted it about 15 seconds before he fired it. Couldn't find the right angle. When you're Benedictine and you are now trying to mark where Andrew Johnson is on every possession, it's allowing for his teammates to step up. As we see it here, 7-5, a 7-1 run for the home Firebirds. Face off with 2:40 remaining in the half. Eagles trail by 2. McGowan with the ball off of the face-off. Far sideline, Domick. Have to be aware of his presence on all possessions. Let's see about the offensive attack now. For the visiting Eagles. Domick tried for it right there, dropped the stick. Strong challenge, that possession will stay with Benedictine. Under 2 minutes remain. Strong defensive pressure, clearing it out, running it down is Will Robinson. And that'll be a whistle. Possession stays. Shot clock 60. 90 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Tale of 2 quarters between these squads. Low, ricocheted away. Domick trying to find something low. Can't get the... Oh, ricochet up and save! Blake Raphael says, no, thank you. Come again. Under 60 remains. Carthage, possibly, like the end of the first quarter, held on for the entirety of the final minute. Let's see if they do the same. Johnson leading the attack. Some substitutions for both squads. Leaving the field of play is Reeland, as well as Johnny Lane. 25 on the clock. Near side Firebirds. Vidovinic spinning around, getting advantage. Johnson behind the cage. We're down to about 10 seconds. Spinning, point blank. Still on the ground. Long clear out, goal to goal. And with 2-1, the long shot's not going to go anywhere. And at halftime, your Carthage Firebirds firing back to erase a 4-0 deficit to now lead 7-5 at the end of the first half. We'll be back with half 2 action and the conclusion of this great contest on the Firebird Broadcast Network.
You gotta turn me up in the headphones some more. A little bit more. It's attainable. Turn me up, Cruz. So many hundreds, you gotta make it part 2. I'm not in competition with my homies and women in competition in the rollers. I knew my opposition never knew me, they wouldn't be opposition if they knew me. I made the proposition to my hitters, I told them to knock them down if you owe me. I just decided round here and building with moving. Got pounds in them 40s, got shot down, we was touring my homie a out now, so we on it. I was like 16 with the Mac on me deep in the field like it's pop on it. Where did the shit seem? Cracked on me when he got real, try to slide on it. I made some ends with the guys on it, we keeping it real. Nah, and my homie is savage, got put in the casket and I'm mad at him cause he died on us. Just left his viewing and I told his mom every time that she cry, we gon' slide on her. I look you right there in the eye and I ain't surprised you ain't ride for us. How would you feel if you was a mill and they switch side on you? How would you feel? When you so lit that you can't tell if the love real. If I can't tell you nothing, I tell you how I thought feel. And your stash can pay my drug bill. This expensive paint, pulling expensive range. That got expensive chain. He got drug money. That's an expensive game. I got expensive shooter. He got expensive aim. You know it's loud, Uzi. That's an expensive name. I'm going hard on my back to the wall. I was like, they're just pumping and faking. There's no way they matching me off. Who really gonna stay me if we getting busy and we saying rap was ball? I won't even practice. I go triple platinum and they saying that was a walk. Hey, I sent my rollie out to a rich mill when the trick every time you want to talk bad about me, come to you and you come to me like a slut. Get out. Woo! Hundreds on hundreds on hundreds on hundreds. My homie is hot, but he know I rock, so you know that I'm ready. However he coming. We done went up on these like 70 nuts. They talking about body, we talking about millions, we talking about money, they talking about killing. I gotta go to the bathroom as soon as I walk in the building. You know I don't live. Walking, I'm tucking and passing the glizzy. No look out, sister, you know I ain't slipping. Cutting your trenches, just me and like one of my savages. You know I ain't tripping. I can't get it started. I'm balling like Jordan. We sliding with torches, we told them pimping this thing. I just be laughing to the bank. I done pulled up with the president, you on my wrist and this Hillary. I was just in the kitchen with the hand on my tenor like my name was Billy Ray. And I better have me $100 million on before I be 28. Never back when no one loving me. 20,000 of that she ain't double me. I'm on plane, no and running me. Lamborghini, the same color bumblebee. Pull up color, the same color butter seats. In the game, ain't no young touching. Yeah, she know I'm the, and she know that I'm rich and telling them nothing. We gotta go to some eat, man. Hey, yo, man. It's taking on so long, son. Calm down. Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And trying to take my life away. I put up with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. Cause I'm coming for way many men. Many men. Wish death on me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Put money on my head, gone. Get your refund. I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned. When I round, something special happen every time. I'm the greatest, something like Ali in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles, I've been knocking the humble. Swing the ox when I rumble, show you. Got a temper, go ahead, lose your head, turn your back on me. I walk around on my waist, chip on my shoulder top. This beef ain't no many men. Many men wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many men. Wish death sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Death gotta be easy, cause life is hard. Mentally, physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred. This is for my on the block. Cigars, for the on lock. Doing life behind bars. I don't see only God can judge me, cause I see things clear. Quickest to give my black the 100 years. I'm like Paul and Goodfellas. You can call me the Don. Like Malcolm by any means, with my in my palm. Slim switch sides on me. Ride on me. I thought it was cool. Why you want me to die, homie? Many men. Wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many men. Wish death every night. I talk to God, but he don't say nothing back. I know he protected me, but I still stay with my nightmares. Keep pulling on me. Psyche say some dumb, put a hex on me. The feds didn't know much. My pop I got a kite from the pins that told me tuck got now. I ain't gonna spell it out for you all the time. Are you illiterate? You can't read between the lines. In the Bible it says, what goes around comes around. 3 weeks later he got down. Now it's clear that I'm here for a real reason. Cause he got hit like I got hit, but he breathing. Many men. Wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky TSA. They found me now, I had to relocate. Finna take off on spaceship. I need some like Matrix. If I'm gonna let she nameless. Cause the last two was too famous. We got the trophy like a champion. Fell asleep right on the jet. We gone. Big range just like a champion. No TSA hop on a jet. We gone. Smash out. I come home when did I smash out? I bought my bruises, get this cash out. I in my mind, drop the bag off. Bag off. I'm going that real, don't make no bad call. Spot a new grip, oh, it was fast small. I drew my cup, I make it bad talk. Bad talk. Maybe something basic. Queen stuck in my teeth like braces. VVS's don't need LASIK. Ice out cross is freezing Satan. Finna take off on spaceship. I need some like Matrix. If I'm gonna let she nameless. Cause the last two was too famous. We got the trophy like a champion. Fell asleep right on the jet. We gone. Big range just like a champion.
Welcome back to the Firebird Broadcast Network. 7-5 your score. Carthage with an outstanding second quarter to bring the Firebirds not only back but take the lead with a 6-1 rally just in the second quarter alone. Pete Ferrari here at Art Keller Field in Kenosha at Carthage. What a outstanding contest so far this evening. Two teams that are very equally matched. Different styles, rolling it down and rolling it in. Thomas Tillett, the 5'9", 170 senior from Wabanzi Valley,
Goal number 44.
brings the visiting Eagles to within one. Just how they started out the first quarter on fire is what we may see from the Eagles here in the second. 7-6 your score, 4-3 is the assist differential, shots 19-18. Again, we talk about how close these teams are. Benedictine leads in ground balls currently at 27-21. Benedictine only one save to Carthage's 6, so imagine if more of those Carthage ones have gone past the outstretched net and gloves of Blake Raphael. Clears Carthage 9 of 10. Face-offs Carthage 9-6. 13 turnovers, however, for Carthage. But Tillett brings them within one. Carthage on the offensive. Again, to recap, Carthage trailed 4-0, then took a 5-4 lead, rolling it down and in. We'll get back to that score update and scoring history. But number 45, Andrew Fry, out of Broomfield High School in Broomfield, Colorado, sweeping it under the rug and in
Assisted by number 30.
to extend the lead back to 2 as the Firebirds lead 8-6 against Benedictine. It's really been a back and forth battle ever since Carthage not only tied it but took a 1-goal lead. A 8-2 rally. Hard, vicious challenges and checks at midfield Down currently for the Eagles is Aiden McGowan, the 5'7" freshman out of Ackworth, Georgia. But I'm not quite sure. He's holding his midsection. May have gotten a stick across the abdomen. But nonetheless, walking off. I wouldn't even say gingerly, just walking off. Helmet off. And we're hoping he's okay as he makes his way toward the bench. Don't see him sitting on the bench yet, so hopefully he's able to eventually make his way back into the game. But nonetheless, Carthage with possession, leading by 2. 2 minutes into the second half. Andrew Johnson now not behind the cage, at the top. Bit of a pump fake. Trying to swing things around. Fire, low, save. Solid work by McDonald. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. 8-6, still your score. There is a flag. It looks like the officials will be talking. It looked like it was impossible during a possession change. Nonetheless, we'll get the official word shortly, as it looks like now 2 other officials will be speaking. Again, McDonald with the save from Birchfield a few moments ago. And then 3 seconds after that shot, a penalty was called. A full reset of the shot clock. And we're underway. So it looks like Benedictine is going to be short a player. The penalty was on Antonio Shepard for a back check. Carthage now swinging around. They're using a bit of a different approach. They'll get in line with the cage. Down, in, extend the lead one more time for the Firebirds. George Birchfield extends the lead to 3, 9-6. Carthage leads. An assist by his pal and teammate Alec Gurn. 9-6 your score with 12 even remaining in this third quarter. 9-2 rally now for Carthage. We have seen more than one game for Carthage this year where they get down early and just can't find their way back. They'll get something going on the offensive side, but then the defense just can't stop the opposing team's attack. Not the case here today. Eagles started out fast, 4-0 in the first, and you kind of felt that might be happening yet again. Nonetheless, Firebirds have found their way back and then some. The Eagles now have to find something. Challenge 2-on-1. That one swatted out, but still possessing the ball is the Firebirds. Birchfield now taking point. Stell. Swinging around low. Good save. Oh, I'm sorry, it did matriculate past the bottom of the stick. That will be another goal for the Firebirds. They're up 10-6. Andrew Fry and an assist by Alec Gurn. What a play by Fry. The way Benedictine reacted, I thought that they had made the save. It might have hit the top of the stick and then just not fully been stopped, rolled a few inches past the goal line. Nonetheless, 4-goal lead, 10-2 rally for the Firebirds. Possession, Carthage. We thank all of you here, not only at Art Keller Field, but those of you joining from home, watching at athletics.carthage.edu. Always a pleasure to bring such outstanding NCAA lacrosse. And Andrew Johnson, number 1. As Nelly once said, I am number 1, 'cause 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. 11-6. Carthage extends the lead. Benedictine cannot stop the offensive attack for Carthage, firing on all cylinders. All the passes are crisp. All the shots are on point. Benedictine has to find a way to stop this. Can they get more aggressive? Can they find their way into the lanes? Right now, there is no answer as to what Carthage is doing, and they get another face-off. Johnson, again, looking behind the cage. His teammate Birchfield with possession. Some fog coming back over in front of the stadium lights here in Kenosha. Substitution to set up the Carthage attack. Passing into the recently checked in, I believe it is Vodovnik. Putting on the brakes, spinning around. Kroc. Johnson again. Thought about it, didn't pull. Spinning around, good play by Spahn. Spahn near side, Domick. Again, this is what Benedictine got their first 4 goals on. Just outstanding passing. Swing, swing, swing until is that a goal? That's a goal! And just as we were complimenting how that was the first possession, they've looked to be in tune with each other since the first quarter. Benny Zinnerman, the pride of Crown Point, finds the back of the net. Benedictine gets a much-needed goal to bring his Eagles within 4. 11-7, Carthage now leads. What a fast-paced third quarter. It was 7-5 coming out of half. It is now 11-7. Kudos to our scores keeping staff for keeping up with the shots on goals, assists, and everything in between. Letting them play as Firebird Kroc rolled on the ground. Benedictine back on the offensive, swinging around, taking their time, picking their spot. Colin Domick, there's a lot of game left. Passes one in, point blank miss. Carthage trying to pick up the pieces. And we're waiting to see what the call's going to be. Going to the sideline is Will Robinson. All three officials converging. Right now, head coach for the Eagles, Chris Button, in his fourth season, 29-8 overall record, threw his hands up. I don't know if it's a what's going on or a you got to be kidding me or let's move it along. But more fog bellowing in. It is almost smoke-like over the press box. Reminds me of all the footage from the Fog Bowl between the Chicago Bears and Philadelphia Eagles. One can only imagine what that was like as, you know, as we see now, fog just rolling in to the stadium. (11-7) your score. Carthage with possession. Seven and a half remaining in the third. Birchfield was looking for it on the streak. They couldn't get it to him. Johnson with possession. Pick coming. Johnson gets the pick. Good turn away. Mid-range shot! Bang, bang! Carthage with another one. Chalk it up to Willie Clemens, the pride of Wheaton North High School. And the home Firebirds extend their lead 12-7. Assisted by Andrew Johnson. Who else? Chelsea Dagger playing in the background. Timeout on the turf. We'll take it with them. 12-7. Carthage leads over Benedictine on the Firebird Broadcast Network. Fog continues to roll in. We'll see how this affects the gameplay. It should be okay at field level, but nonetheless, line of sight from the booth is getting a bit interesting. So we'll see. Clouds are absolutely eye level from the press box at this point. But nonetheless, we continue on. 12-7, 7 minutes remaining in the third. Excited to be on the call with you this evening. I'm Pete Ferrari for the Firebird Broadcast Network. Carthage once again on the offensive. Again, we talked about the back and forth. It's currently 12-7. It started out 4-0 and has been a 12-3 run for the Firebirds to finish the first quarter and carry it here midway through the third. Johnson leading the way not only on the offensive side but also in the assist category. Swinging it around, that one no good. Trying to run it down are the Firebirds. George Birchfield picks it up. Birchfield holding it on the right. Top of the point, Fry. Rolling around, back of the cage. Gets to Johnson. Johnson makes a stab at it. He switches, great spin-a-rooney. He goes mid-range. That possession will maintain the way of Carthage. 4 seconds left. So you got to say, in the coach's book, 14th season, Coach Neff, do you have a 4 to 3 second possession attack play? It's most likely get in play, take the shot, and actually they just throw it out of play. They don't even want to chance anything. 12-7, 5:44 on the clock. 9 assists for Carthage, 4 for Ben Yu. 27 shots now for Carthage to the 19 of the visiting Eagles. Trying to intercept it, able to at least get part of it. No success. Cradling through it all. Strong hack on defense. No penalty called. Carthage continues on. The Carthage bench was on their feet after both defenders cleanly getting at the stick of Joey Spahn. Passing it off was Benny Kroc. Holds it left. Rolling around. That one goes a bit high. Carthage to maintain possession. Coming near side. Johnson. Always have to be your head on a swivel when he has possession. We saw a beautiful play diving and looping around the cage for his first goal of the evening. Low and outside. Johnson chasing it down. 12-7, still your score. 4:12 on the clock. And that one goes too far. Thinking back to that Fog Bowl as referenced earlier, my father was actually there and said by halftime he just had to turn on the radio that he had in his pocket and listen through because he couldn't see a thing. 5 seconds left in the possession. Does Carthage have a shot? They do. Hits a few players. Clock resets. 3.5 remain. Penalty coming up. But right now, the Eagles have possession. Domick, as stated, one of the leaders of this squad as we've seen it here this evening. 2 defenders behind the cage to mark him. Now 1. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Shuffling left with the pick coming right is Tillett. He takes a high shot, rolling around. Thinking he had it was Zimmerman, but I believe there was a stoppage before that goal. Waiting to see what the call is because all players were flat-footed when Zimmerman threw it in, including that of Raphael. So Raphael wasn't even trying to stop it as a bunch of the Firebirds had stopped it, and it's going to be Eagle possession. Just under 3 remaining in the third. Zimmerman, far sideline, will be taking possession. And we're underway. Low pass. Strong attempt there. You knew that he wanted it, Domick. But maintaining possession is going to be the Eagles. Domick behind the cage. Passing around. Different shift that time. Trying to clear out space for Chalk. Chalk not pulling the trigger. Across the middle and in! Goal for the Eagles. Trying to claw back in this one. 12-8 in the Battle of the Birds. Much needed goal by Joe Spahn with the assist by Jordan Chalk, making it 12-8 with 2:15 remaining in this third quarter. Now, again, we talk about this fog, and I know for those of you watching along with us home, I'm sure it is coming through as a haze on the broadcast. Now, I don't have the rule book handy to show visibility issues. I'd assume it's one goal to the next has to be seen clearly. We're still able to do that, but just something to keep in mind if it keeps rolling in at this pace, what may happen in that fourth and final frame. But again, things could be much clearer field level. But we digress. 12-8, 1:40 remaining in the third. Carthage, possession. Johnson near side. That's who you got to mark. Clemens taking the point. Passing around behind the cage. Taking it himself high. And good! Alec Gurn with the goal. He wasn't really marked behind the cage. They didn't know if he was going to take the shot. You get stuck looking at everybody else, and he takes it in himself. Out of St. Viator High School. And another goal for Carthage. Unassisted to bring the lead 13-8. Face-off, minute 15 remains. Push from behind. Possession will be that of the Eagles. Again, we keep referencing the rally. 4-0 to start. It's been a 13-4 run since then. As more fog visibly rolls in over my vantage point in the press box. We'll have to send footage to Tom Skilling and see what his thoughts are. Rolling around, and it matriculates in. Raphael thought he could stop it. He's frustrated with himself. It was a great shot nonetheless. Thomas Tillett with the goal. Even the scorebook at first thought it was a save. Nonetheless, goal. Tom Tillett. 4-goal lead for Carthage. Again, it is a slim lead when you see how points have been flying off the board at the end of the first all the way through now. 35 ticks remaining, third quarter. Carthage clinging a 13-9 lead. We saw just last week They came out victorious against Concordia, Wisconsin 15-10, but we're seeing that lead dwindle in the fourth quarter, making it very interesting. Can the Eagles make this one interesting? At the conclusion of 3 into the fourth, Carthage going to likely hold on for that final attempt. Just about 10 seconds remain. Looking to shoot lefty, switching right, back left, spinning around. Low shot, goal! Standing still like a rock, Andrew Fry. Supersize me.
Carthage, goal number
As time expired in the third, what a way to end the quarter. With an assist from George Birchfield, Andrew Fry finds the back of the net to give Carthage a 14-9 lead at the end of 3. We'll be back for the conclusion of this contest, fog willing, right here on the Firebird Broadcast Network. (14-9) is your score. Peter Ferrari at Art Keller Field in Kenosha at Carthage. A beautiful facility for all of those of you joining us and watching from home. We thank you for being with us this Wednesday evening. 9:07 on the clock with 15 on the play clock. Can the Firebirds keep this slim 5-point lead, or will the Eagles find their way back? Both teams have played an excellent game, ebbs and flows like you can only imagine. Near side are your Firebirds again, going left to right in their home whites. Johnny Lane checking out. "50 seconds on the shot clock." What we saw at the conclusion of the Concordia, Wisconsin game was while the Firebirds had their lead each and every possession, they wanted to take down as far as possible. So by the end, even though Concordia had a valiant effort to try to come back, there just was not enough time to get all of those goals back that they were down. So we'll see what the Firebirds can do this evening. Shot ricochet, that'll stay the way of Carthage. Clock is stopped at 13:54. And we're underway. 60 seconds on the play clock. Pass back to Stell, Birchfield. To Birchfield, handed off by Kroc. Goal! Johnson jumps on the back of his friend, Alec Gurn, and Gurn gets another goal. We're getting close to using the word insurance goals
Number 6, George Birchfield.
Beautiful assist by George Birchfield out of Mokina. And we are just continuing on a 6-point lead for Carthage with 13 and a half remaining in the fourth. Time is definitely a factor when you can take almost 7 minutes and more off the clock just with possessions. If you are the Firebirds, but again, you want to extend that lead as much as possible and get that goal differential as much as it can be. That's how you wanted to start this. As we talked about that Concordia game, I was honored to be on the call just a week ago, and Carthage only got one insurance goal late in that game to really make you say, okay, is this a trend? What's going to be the continuation of this into future games? And it's good to see, if you're a Firebird fan, them get an additional goal early in the fourth to give them that little bit of confidence should the Eagles find their way back. Not only is time a factor, but now you have that other goal. I believe that was a flag thrown as there is a Eagle slow to get up. A possible twisted ankle as he is hobbling on his right foot. I don't have a number yet. It looks like it is Thomas Tillett. Not who you want to see hurt, the senior out of Naperville. Again, it's a physical game. You hope he's okay. As we look ahead, we have a second at the upcoming schedule for Benedictine. This weekend they head to Madison, Wisconsin to take on Edgewood College. Then they go back-to-back with Concordia's April the 9th against Concordia University, Wisconsin, and then home to Concordia University, Chicago. They will head back on the road to take on Beloit, Aurora, and the Milwaukee School of Engineering, the Raiders. And then the final 2 games of April, very busy April for Benedictine, home against the Scarlet Hawks of IIT, and then Marian University to finish their regular season, and their NACC tournament starts May the 3rd, should they make it. Jumping back to the Carthage side of things, we talked about coming up on the schedule. Augustana at home on April the 2nd with a 3:30 opening draw. April the 9th, Illinois Wesleyan at home at noon. Then they head to Transylvania University at the 16th of April. Home for Tuna Row. And they finish out the end of their regular season in CCIW play against Carroll University. That's going to be April the 30th in Waukesha. Nonetheless, we are under play. We again hope the best for Tommy Tillett. 12 minutes and change remaining in the game. 15-9 Carthage leads. Benedictine needs to come back, and that's how you start the comeback. Top shelf to make it 15-10 for the Eagles. There was a penalty on Jameson Stahl,
Assisted by number 45.
creating the extra man who was tripping, and Colin Domick with the assist by Will Robinson to bring the lead down to 5. Again, just under 12 minutes remain. For lack of a better term, the fog has not let up. Benedictine, the Benedictine bench, I will admit, with the fog bellowing in on the far side of the field, some of the numbers on the squad are going to be hard to depict in this contest. So I will bring you as accurate a representation of what's happening that I can see from this vantage point. There was a penalty on Aiden McGowan of Benedictine. Extra man opportunity. Pushing is what is called. And we're waiting to see what Carthage can do with an extra 30 seconds. Rotating around. Trying to shoot down low. Nothing there. Ground ball picked up by McDonald. Challenge behind the cage. Long range. And trying to chase it down are the Firebirds. 11 minutes remain. And there is another flag going to be called. We'll wait and see what the official word is. Near side, Stell. Behind the cage to Johnson. Clean pickup. Sweeping around to Stell again. Johnson still lurking behind the cage. They were looking for him. Not pulling the trigger. Stell, again, using that shot clock to their advantage. 5-goal lead. They want to make it so that way, even though the Eagles might score more, they won't have enough time to score enough. 20 on the shot clock. Birchfield passes in. Ricochets, that's going to stay with 13 seconds the way of the Firebirds. Art Keller Field. Clock is stopped. 9:56 are the numbers. The official had to check. We're going to see what the penalty is. Again, one of the officials was checking the goal, making sure it was in a good place. The penalty is going to be slashing on Domick, a 1-minute extra man opportunity. Not what you want to see if you're an Eagles fan. As now again, down a man and time on the side of the Firebirds. They can play keep away for another minute. Pass in. Oh, just over the helmet. What a smart play. Again, the Eagles on their heels were waiting to see how long they were going to take. And Andrew Johnson just snuck a foot away from the goal. Keith McDonald got it and just dropped it over his helmet. May not have an easier goal in his career, minus an empty netter. Not what they expected at all. Not what I expected at all. I expected the Eagles to... Oh, and that's 100 career points for Andrew Johnson. Congrats to Andrew on that career accomplishment. Again, a sophomore. And that'll pop that small balloon of encouragement as seconds after that call, Benedictine, Aiden McGowan says party's not over yet. We're still within 5. 16-11, your score. Art Keller Field. Pete Ferrari on the Firebird Broadcast Network. And flow back and forth that it's hard to summarize, but a early lead for the Eagles, taken back by the Firebirds. Firebirds then had a lead. It's now back to within 5. Eagles need to score and score often, but Firebirds are saying not just yet. Pass, 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 turnaround, nothing there. Good placement on the defensive side by Willie Clemens. Johnson scoops it up. 9 minutes on the clock. Making a move, clear space, decides not to pull the trigger is Ben Kroc. Top of the key, Clemens. Clemens fires. Almost hits teammate Alex Gurn. Johnson to continue the possession. 40 seconds remaining on this possession. Again, now's the time to milk that clock, unless there's something as wide open as they saw. Went outside, back inside, tried to make a shot, no go. Ground ball. Running, good speed, Burline. And they're going to say that touched the line. Carthage gets it back. Not what the Eagles wanted. Still, 5-point advantage under 8 minutes remaining. Back to Johnson. Making a run is Vodovnik. Johnson again. Ground ball. Who can get it? Nonetheless, the Eagles come away with it. Domick. Picking up the ground ball, trying feverishly to find his way. Raphael even behind the goal at this point in case the possession comes the way, and it does. 6:40 remains. Carthage holding on to this 5-goal lead. Stell looks outside, goes inside, spins around, holds with the left. Eagles try to get in the lane, unsuccessfully. Johnson spins around. My goodness, his spin, one of the best in the CCIW. Plants the foot, turns, and sometimes decides to turn right back to an open lane. 20 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Taking a shot low, ricochet, free ball. Finding the pieces is Kern. But there's a whistle. Clock stopped. 5:44 on the clock. 16-11 your score. 41-25 the shot differential. Carthage over Benedictine. Unbelievable differential if you really think about it. Penalty is going to be called on Antonio Shepard. 1 minute for a slash extra man opportunity for Carthage and a full 60 seconds on the shot clock. right in front of the goal, falling, does not go in. Albeit the ball is a bright orange in these conditions, it have to be flashing to see every movement of it. So I appreciate for all of you watching along at home. Five minutes remain. Still extra man for Carthage. 65 seconds on the shot clock. They can take this down to under 4 minutes, which is playing right into their mindset. Again, the Eagles would have needed a near perfect fourth period in terms of that one goes too far and able to get there to maintain possession. Andrew Johnson, 48 on the shot clock. But the Eagles would have needed to score quickly. And on top of that, get the ball back, turnovers, and not have these penalties occur. Still a ground ball. And that's going to go the way of the Eagles. So holding on to it is Ben Zimmerman. Eagles need one. They need one fast to still have an opportunity to come back in this contest. Looks like Scott Ransom with the possession. Under 4 remaining in the game clock. Eagles trying anything. Short range, 2-on-1 defense for Carthage. And they get possession.
Timeout.
My apologies, it'll be a timeout. 3:36 remaining in regulation. 5-point lead for the home Firebirds. Carthage looking to hold on the Firebird Broadcast Network. We're back 16-11. Visibility dwindling. And so is the opportunity for the Eagles to come back 3:30 and counting. 16-11 the score. Pete Ferrari, Art Keller Field on the Firebird Broadcast Network. We thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening. Carthage trying to pick up the ground ball. However, Joe Spahn able to do so. Hard play at midfield. Nonetheless, with 3 minutes remaining, it's still this 5-point deficit. Do the Eagles have something up their sleeve to try and find their way back into this one? Shot differential, 43-25 is still the number. Near side is Scott Ransom. Open. If they're able to get it to him, he has a clear lane for an opportunity. Carthage challenges 2-on-1. Trying to come away with it. Still a ground ball. There's Ransom able to pick it up. He gives it to Domick. Domick holds, rotates, tries the shot, and goal! Albeit there's only 2 minutes and 1 second left on the clock, Domick brings it to within 4. Don't say the game's just over yet, because that goal might have given them a chance. They have to play extremely aggressive on the defensive front. And I believe we have another timeout on the field. 2:01 remaining in the game. 4-point advantage. Carthage will be back for the conclusion of this outstanding game on the Firebird Broadcast Network.
No, these rats cannot see TSA. They found me now, I had to relocate. Finna take off on spaceship. Got these up like Matrix. If you know that she nameless. Cause the last two was too famous. We got the trophy like a champion. Fell asleep right on the champion. Big range just like a champion. No TSA up on a jet, we gone. Smash out. I come up when it I smash out. Hop on my bros, let's get this cash out. I in my mind, drop the bag up, bag up.
We're coming back for a face-off. 16-12 your score. Firebird Broadcast Network, Pete Ferrari at Art Keller Field in Kenosha at Carthage College. Again, a 4-point advantage for the home Firebirds. Our vantage point is obstructing some of the action, but nonetheless, we push on with under 2 minutes remaining in the game. Having possession right now for the Firebirds is key as they do Ben Croc. As the Firebirds are now going to play a lovely game of 65-second keep away, as that is what remained on the shot clock. George Birchfield. Takes a shot. Johnson picks it up. 1:15 remains. All but over. As again, the Firebirds have found a way to utilize the clock as their advantage. Outstanding defense. Regardless of the possessions that the Eagles have, they had not... Goal! We thought they might just run it out, but Andrew Fry says, let's add one more for fun. With 55 ticks left in the contest, Andrew Fry finds the back of the net unassisted to give that lead back to 5, 17-12. We may not see him clearly, but he saw the back of the cage as clear as day. Facing off, 5-point advantage. Clock has started. On the defensive side for the Eagles is Nate Theodorovic. Also in, Patrick Brunken. Kevin Marcano. Trying to get some of these other players' names said. And Antonio Shepard still in the contest. And with 10 seconds counting down, it looks like this is going to be the score as to how things end. Visibility got a little tricky as things finished up here. But nonetheless, that's going to be it. That's going to be all she wrote. And at the end of regulation, we're glad you came. Whether it's watching on home at the Firebird Broadcast Network or here at Art Keller Field. 17-12 is the way things are going to end here this evening. Now to go through some of the final numbers brought to you by Carthage College. 17-12 again is that goal differential at the conclusion of the game. 12-60 is 6. Carthage had a 6-point advantage there. The biggest change is 45-27, so 45 shot attempts by Carthage to only 27 of Benedictine. So Benedictine more efficient with their shot attempts, but just couldn't find the back of the net on more. Shots on goal, 22-21, just about even. Carthage 1 shot on goal advantage. Extra man, 5 for 6 for Carthage, 2 for 4 for Ben U. Ground balls, 43-36 for Benedictine. 9 saves in the cage for Carthage, 5 for Benedictine. 16 for 18 on the clears for Carthage, 10 for 20 for Benedictine. Face-offs, 20 to Carthage, 12 to Benedictine. 19 turnovers for Carthage, 17 for Ben U. 8-7 caused turnovers difference. 6 penalties for Benedictine and 4 for Carthage. Again, looking ahead on the schedule, we not only thank you for joining us this evening, but we look forward to having you back with us this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. as Augustana comes to town here at Art Keller Field at 3:30 p.m. And then we'll be back here on Saturday the 9th for Illinois Wesleyan. Again, 17-12 is the way things end this evening. We thank you all for being part of the broadcast with us. To all the tech and crew, the camera operators, the directors, and everybody involved here at Carthage College, outstanding job as always. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be here in the booth with all of you. So again, 17-12, your final score. Firebirds raise their record to 7-3 overall. Eagles fall to 504-4 overall. We thank you one. We thank you all for being with us this evening. On behalf of the Firebird Broadcast Network, I'm Pete Ferrari. Have a great night, everybody.